Hello, everybody, and welcome back to round 3 of the Eternal Tournament series. We're going to be looking here at a match between Jarboe and Valorj. We've got Jarboe on Stonescar Khalees, and we have Valorj on Overwhelmerod.
It's a pretty interesting brew. The whole point is use Divining Rod with a deck full of overwhelm creatures, including, as you can see, Talir, who sees beyond, I believe. And you'll create some broken turns with Divining Rod.
Yeah, trying to just jump out a bunch of minions at the same time that all have the same effect. It's going to be interesting with Jarboe playing Khalees. If he can get some minions down on the board and create a big Khalees, it's possible for him to put some beat down on the board. But as he's mousing over his cards, there are no minions.
Yeah, this is a atrocious draw by the Khalees deck. Although his first redraw was Dark Wisp and a what was that? A Scheme and five power. So yeah, and then we got a Titan coming down. It will be annihilated though, so it's not going to just dominate the game. It's actually just going to die for free.
Yeah, we're gonna see what's up with he's got these
madness.
I'm curious how he's gonna be able to use that. Hopefully with Surso. If we're gonna
he'll need to hit his power drops. Yeah. Hopefully he can madness the Surso and sacrifice it to the Khalees. But he definitely needs to hit all his power drops.
Even if he just takes it and devours it, maybe that's fine.
That's absolutely fine. Yes, he has 2 madness. Okay, this is a good play. Yeah, so we can get a madness plus devour on the Surso.
Okay, so he gets 6 free damage in, gets 2 cards of 2 life, eats Valorj's turn. Not too bad.
That's a strong turn. So, and there's no divining rod for the the trample deck, or sorry, the overwhelm deck. So yeah, a second Seraph is fine. Callus doesn't play a sleeper, so you certainly play the Seraph, but I kind of like the Callus angle. Ooh, Callus is really good here. 6/6 Callus.
Right? Yeah, it's not bad. Maybe
I guess he's waiting for madness though.
Yeah, maybe.
I think I would have dropped the Callus though. You have a second Callus?
Oh, okay. Yeah, he's going for the I'm going to clear the whole board play.
Yeah. He's okay. Sorry, he's double torching the Seraphs on blocks. Which let me bring up the deck list. How safe was this play? Potentially disastrous. There are 3 stand-togethers in this list.
Oh, really? Ooh.
Yes, it would have been a absolute disaster. But yeah, he made the play. There were no stand-togethers, and things were great. So here he gets to.
This isn't bad, but he's got Valorj has this Copper Hall play. That's poking through, and now he's got Talir down, and Talir is a big threat, especially for Jarboe's deck right now. He can steal it for a turn, and I devour it.
He eats it. Yeah, but it doesn't do anything.
Or does he go in and then is he gonna Callus them?
Oh yeah, Callus is better actually.
Yeah,
Khalees. Yeah. So no, I guess not. I like Callus though. He kills the Copper Hall elite, and then he's down to just a 1/1. And then you'll have the 4/4 in your graveyard or your void for your 1 smuggler stash.
Yeah, I guess he's wondering if he needs to take the gamble right here.
The problem is if you devour the Talir, then you could draw in some more units to feed to your other Khalees. But I think it's fine.
Yeah,
unfortunately,
exactly.
Sandstorm Triton is a very good draw here. So
yeah, and that's kind of the fear, I guess. That's Jarboe's fear there is that he picks up something like the Sandstorm Titan.
Yeah, so he was punished, unfortunately. Yeah, it was an interesting one. I think he was just 1 or 2 turns and cards off victory because he was doing some very powerful things. And there's a bit of duality to this matchup actually. I'm just gonna really quick before we get to sideboards. So giant overwhelm units are very strong against Khalees because it's mono fodder creatures. But at the same time, Khalees itself is extremely powerful against giant units because if you could assemble a big Khalees, it just kills all of them.
Yeah, definitely. It's a very weird matchup. If Divining Rod goes off at any point, it creates this board state that becomes extremely hard for the Jarboe's deck, the Khalees deck, to actually deal with because he's not very good against a lot of big units. He's very good against 1 or 2 big units. And then besides that, he's just got the tokens to block with. So if we ever see we really want to see this Divining Rod go off and pick up a False Prince, just anything False Prince, the 4/4 Copper Hall Elite, the Seraph, all those minions make it very hard for the Khalees deck to do anything about it because they just don't really have that many AoE answers, and the overwhelm just rolls through everything.
Yeah, for sure. And also, Khalees is, it's a very fringe deck. I think you guys have it on aReNGee Eternal has it at tier 3. Sounds about right. But despite this, Valorj's sideboard is just insanely good against Khalees. Like Lightning Storm and Decay is exactly where you want to be.
Yeah, we see Lightning Storm and Decay in his sideboard. What did we have for Jarboe coming into this? What's he playing in the matchup that he can bring in here?
I like Saturated Maiden. I like Saturated Maiden. I think Oblivion Spike is reasonable. And I'm not really sure if you want to be stashing. You might, because stash is very powerful against the post-board plan, where your opponent has much better answers than they did at game 1.
Yeah, we might have seen the extra stashes come in. I think the Statuary Maidens came in. Yeah, there's one picked up in his opening hand.
Okay. This is a good hand. His other hand was quite poor, so I'm glad he was able to redraw into something.
Yeah, and this looks like a much better draw than his first game, even though, he was able to kind of minimize the damage by madnessing and devouring the units. He didn't have a lot of action. His own game plan wasn't really working. Yeah,
correct. He assembled, the cool madness combos, but at the end of the day, it's just like a 1-for-1 trade in a sense.
Valorj has this great sideboard though, like the Lightning Storm here. Like this is gonna come in huge to clean up all these tokens.
Yeah, I wonder if he fires it off now. I don't hate it. I mean, you're trading 2 mana for a 3 mana card. Yeah, that's fine. Just get it out of the way before the Khalees comes down, and then you can play the Temple Scribe. And you'll have Stand Together to protect your Seraph, potentially.
I don't think you want to risk the 6/6 Khalees there, so I'm definitely in favor of playing the Lightning Storm there.
Yeah.
We see Statue Maiden come down on the back of it, though, and I'm assuming we're going to see a Desert Marshal come down
Desert Marshal, yeah.
On it. Yeah.
For sure. There's no... You can even attack the Seraph as well, although I guess it does broadcast Stand Together. This is an interesting one, yeah. Okay, yeah, this is very bad for... It's very bad for Jarboe.
Yeah, it's definitely not looking good here. And I mean, the Aegis on all the units makes it really hard for him to deal with it. He's at least going to be able to maybe next turn do a Madness Devour, but that's just Seraph, and he's still got the other minions themselves to deal with.
Yeah, it absolutely Stand Together absolutely ruins this matchup. And the thing about Stand Together too is you don't even really need to blow out Jarboe. You could just cast it, and then it just makes everything so awkward going forward.
Yeah, not to mention that Jarboe's in the same situation he was in the last game. His hand looked better at the start, but since then he hasn't picked up any more units. No Khalees.
The whole point of this deck is to mass units and then use torrent of spiders, I believe. And those type of effects to feed your Callus. But without the units, without the Dark Wisp, the Grenadin drones, the assembly lines, cards don't really do anything. Another Madness, another a Callus. Okay.
So he's got a couple things together. So yeah, I'm guessing he's gonna go ahead and torch that so that he can Madness and Combust it next turn. He might not even burn Combust though. He might just Madness Callus it, but it's
no. I think he's combusting. I think he's combusting the Seraph.
Okay, so he's got the spiders now.
One really cool interaction is Seraph enters his Void to feed Torrent.
Yeah, it does. So it actually does increase the number of spiders on Torrent. So he's already up to 2 spiders, and he's cleared all that out. I mean, he's actually starting to get back in this game pretty reasonly well. Valorj not really picking up any gas.
Yeah, and Torrent of Spiders is a very good card in this matchup because he's all mono big, ground creatures, and the spiders realistically will trade with anything but Surso.
Yeah. Second Torrent of Spiders. This is big. We'll see if he wants to trade off any of these spiders here.
I don't. What's this? I guess the spiders fuel the second Torrent is the idea. But
yeah, I think he's just trying to get the damage in, and there's a line of play where he might just drop the Torrent here and immediately Callus it anyway.
See,
especially now, that's a lot more attractive.
I think I liked. I guess he's gonna go for this. Okay, I see. I wanted to Callus and then get spiders. I thought that was the best line. Callus first.
Yeah, that's fair. I guess he was the reason he went for the spiders first, I think, was to try and kind of bait him into being he's just trying to push some damage through, I can afford to take these trades. And then he was just able to make the big weapon off the back of it anyway.
All right, scheme hits. These are bad. I guess Slumbering Sun is the only direct that usually card. So that is a terrible scheme.
Yeah, you just take Slumbering Stone. I mean, it's going to at least make sure that his weapon stays on so he can clean up the tokens for the moment.
Yeah, it blocks the 1/1. The Menacing Temple Scribe.
Oh.
Ooh, Divining Rod, jeez. Yeah, I guess he suits up.
Yeah, he doesn't
suit up anything. You suit up the O2. You put the... What do you mean? Oh, well, it doesn't share keywords.
Yeah, it doesn't share any keywords, so he's got to save it for the he's got to save it for one of the Overwhelm units.
Yeah, but here's the issue with that though. He could have killed the Callus. He could still kill the Callus with the Divining Rod, right?
Divining Rod itself is just a +3/+3, so he could swing, but he's just going to block the Slumbering Stone.
No, there's 2 attackers though. It's only 1 armor. The 1/1 gets in.
Oh, that's true. That's true. If you put it on the O2, you're correct. You're correct. Yeah. Yeah, I mean, he could have definitely taken the Callus down. Now he's going to get this token.
Yeah, the Madness is cast here. It's the deal 8. Yeah, the Madness. It looks silly, but it does deal 8 damage. Stand together. Yeah, I think he needed to
actually useful here.
It's all right. I think he needed to let the the Divining Rod go just to kill the Callus, right?
Yeah, you're probably right. Actually, like I'm not sure why he didn't. But
because he wants to hold it for Overwhelm. That's why. There's a reason for it. Like it makes sense, but I think you have to make the really like non-greedy line. And
no, I totally agree. Like you definitely want to hold it for Overwhelm, but I think, like you're saying, you have to accept that. I mean, this Callus is like it will eventually kill you, and like it's gonna get brought back. You don't really have you don't have any immediate answer to it. Like
now he can bash with his stand together. Okay, that's not great.
Picks off
he gets a token. And then Lightning Storm could pick off 2 tokens. That's Lear's favorite. I guess it's Lightning Storm, Lear's favorite go. I mean, my issue with the Divining Rod play is that he's holding it for an Overwhelm unit, of course. But the problem is that most Overwhelm units he plays will immediately be picked off by the Callus. I'd rather just get the Callus out for free, and have like a mediocre. What was it? It would be a 3/5.
Yeah. Yeah, I think it would have been a 3/5 at that point. And then
this attack is Snap Lightning Storm.
Jarboe's considering blocking it.
He is. It's interesting. He still gets the cudgel either way, but I don't like that block. That's pretty questionable.
I guess I don't know. I'm not sure why he actually blocked there. Like, I'm not sure if he cared about taking the little bits of damage. Like,
no,
was 2 damage that big of an impact on him that it was worth sacrificing the Statue Maiden?
I wouldn't argue that it is. And there's also, the Aegis too. It doesn't affect his own Lightning Storm, so you're never walked out. It's not like Lightning Storm is. What is it? Yeah, it's just an awkward interaction. So see, now he has to cast Divining Rod like this, and then he bins. 4 insane spells. Wow. Oh, jeez.
That doesn't feel good.
No, this is lethal.
Anyway, on the way back.
So yeah, Valorj just mostly fought it out. Had that crucial turn where he let the it was really he could have done it over like 2 turns as well. He didn't have to do it the first turn. He just had to do it before all his O2s got picked off. And the Callus just dominated. So that's what I'm saying though. The big Callus, like, so now he's looking at his sideboard. He's consulting Decay. I don't know how many Decays he brought in, but I know in his position, I would bring in all 3 Decays because Callus is Snap the best card against you.
Yeah, it looks like he's already got 3 of the Decays in his sideboard, so I think he's just cross-referencing to make sure he has them in. Maybe that was like a little bit of like, did I really put in Decay? Like I didn't see them.
I mean, it's a 3 of, man. I don't know. Yeah, sometimes you just don't draw, right?
Yeah, I mean, definitely. It's just like maybe he's just consulting to make sure he absolutely did.
For sure.
They definitely make the matchup a lot more favored for him being able to blow up this weapon.
Yeah, because you get a situation where you're, Jarboe was like, oh yeah, stand together. You're like, nope, Decay, kill your weapon before you kill my guy. I'll say it looks great for Jarboe, and also great for Valorj. This should be an interesting game.
Yeah, they definitely have a lot more interaction than we've seen in the last 2 games. Like Jarboe's been a little light on minions.
Yeah, he's got the awkward 4-seat hand, but the Seek power will fix that nicely. And honestly, with Lightning Storm, he doesn't really need to play Temple Scribe on 2. It's not that relevant.
Yeah, he's not too worried about it. He's hoping that like maybe there's a assembly line coming down on turn 3 that he'll be able to pick it up. But
what does he get? He's got like all of his colors. He is just super good on colors. It doesn't. I don't think it matters. Just chooses.
Um, let's see here.
Torrent of Spiders picked up. Could be useful later. So correct me if I'm wrong. With Torrent of Spiders, again, I play mostly draft. I don't think I've ever cast a card. So it makes one spider, then 3 or 1 for each 3 in your graveyard.
Yeah, I do believe that's how it works. Is for every 3 minions in your graveyard, or your void rather, that you get an extra minion. Okay. So, assuming he gets all 3 of these cleaned up here, he would have at least 1 spider.
What is this block? No. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I thought he was gonna give him the cudgel. I was like, come on, man, make him for it at least. But all right. I guess we got a Titan here. Yeah, Valorj has drawn mono seats this game outside of that Titan.
Yeah, it's definitely been a slow draw for him, and this Madness Steel doesn't make it feel any better. And then I'm assuming he's going to combust it at the end and just going to ruin him. Like, he gets the cudgel for it and everything. Like, Statue of Maiden goes up to a 4/8.
Yeah,
or 4/6 rather.
I think this is so I feel like Jarboe's in an excellent position either way. This is actually I don't really like this line. I would have just annihilated it because I feel like Combust plus Madness is insane and is very good against a lot of cards in Valorj's deck, whereas Annihilate is basically just destroy target Sandstorm Titan.
That's fair. Like he definitely can't use the Annihilate to remove the 3/4 here, so there's definitely an argument that could have been made that it was better played the other way. And in this situation, it definitely seems like it. Like, not being able to get through the 3/4 here with the Annihilate does feel a lot worse.
Yeah, this is interesting. I guess he suits up the Grenadin so that his it lives Lightning Storm is his thinking, but then it doesn't let him attack immediately. Suiting up the Statue of Maiden would give him 2 more damage.
Yeah, and we see Valorj just flooding out really hard
just
here.
10 power, yeah, it's really bad. I mean, Seraph activates, but Seraph is it's kind of a lot. I mean, it can only be picked off right now by Callus. Can't be annihilated.
Yeah, I think the worry here is that like Valorj is already on 10 health, and it's going to take 2 more turns till Seraph goes off for his first time. Like, and he might only have these two attack phases of Jarboe's to actually live. Like, he's going to start pushing a lot of damage here with the torch and the Callus.
Yeah, Annihilate here is very good because Annihilate does 2 things. First off, obviously, it kills the temple, gets a cudgel, but it also confirms that there's no stand together, which lets you just he can attack the 1/1 too. Yeah, because Seraph just goes like, I can't do anything. Block the 1/1, gets torched.
Whoa.
It's lethal.
Yeah, it's lethal. It's lethal. I was wondering why he was.
Okay, no.
He was about to torch the Seraph, but
I mean, it's one of those things that we're like, they're both so good. You can either like win the game or you could just like win the game. It's your choice. Like now or later, but you're still winning.
Yeah, so, true.
Yeah, because my initial, I would have seen it too. But like, my initial instinct was like, oh yeah, he blocks the Seraph, sweet, we kill it. It's like, oh wait, is it 3? So yeah, that was just like the casual 10 power. Like that hand looked good. It was a 4 power hand, but he drew 6 power in a Sandstorm Titan. So
yeah. I mean, it's unfortunate that last game Valorj he really did just like flood out a lot. Like his opening hand was decent, but he just didn't draw anything. I think he played even like 2 Temple Scribes and just cycled into land. So yeah, it's one of those things. I mean, Jarboe's deck, like, it did what it needed to do, though. Like, especially that third game, like he got his minions down. Like, he started doing some beatdown. I see the Statue of Maiden. Like, I see its purpose, shooting up those tokens, being able to grind out some of like the more like on the ground beatdown type matchups.
I feel like any time deck or any comp deck specifically, Statue of Maiden is one of the best cards in the game. It's also very good against Rakano as well. I guess it struggles. It's probably at its worst against was it Shadow decks? That's where Statue of Maiden is the lowest impact. And against the combo decks, there is the delicate dance where Valkyrie Enforcer can silence it, but the Divine Rod deck does not play the Valkyrie Enforcer. It plays only Desert Marshal. And in terms of kill spells for Statue of Maiden, it plays just like nothing, like basically nothing.
Yeah, nothing really hits Statue of Maiden in that deck. That is a problem. I mean,
like you can Predator's Instinct it, and then you lose a card.
So good.
You lose a card. You lose Predator's Instinct, your creature, and they get a cudgel, and that's like as good as it gets. So,
yeah, we've been seeing this huge resurgence of play in Statue of Maiden. I remember it was not favored particularly well a couple weeks ago, but we're seeing a lot of resurgence in pretty much any deck that wants to play red and black right now.
Yeah, it's the tool for the control decks to beat up on the creature-based decks, I believe. That's like the main thing. I was gonna make a Magic reference on the card. It really reminds me of Kalidas, for any Magic viewers.
Yeah. I mean, it definitely does. Like, it's reminiscent of the idea of like you're gaining value off of your opponent's minions dying.
Yeah, you just play. It's like it has that same feel too. Like you're the control deck. Like Play it on turn 4. Like in person, there's that sweat where you play the Cletus and then you realize you've won the game just based on how your opponent reacts to it.
Yeah,
So,
definitely. Don't get quite the same interaction online.
no, you don't get that in a digital game, but you do get like people like nervously like flicking around their cards, shit, and then just torch, and then you have 2 cudgels and you just got 6 power and exile thing. It's just an insane card. I was consulting his list really quick because he was so unit led. I'm curious if the thing is that he's playing 4 schemes, which I do like some number of schemes in this list, but I don't think 4 is the right number in the Callus deck.
Yeah, I'm not entirely sure like how many you need. I mean, it feels like you do kind of need 4 because you just need to find those components. Like it feels really bad when you're playing the Callus deck and you've got 10 1/1s, but they don't do anything, and you don't have a Callus to make them go off. Like they're just kind of sitting around. Especially in decks like Shimmer Pack, where the Shimmer Pack deck can actually trade with all those minions, or any deck like that where it's just playing Lightning Storm. Like you just got these 10 1/1s sitting around. You need to get them off the board immediately. Like you need to create value out of them. So
no, I understand the purpose of scheme, and I would be down to play. I think playing 0 scheme, like I would start the list with 0 scheme, and then realize I was wrong and play some number of scheme. But the problem with 4 scheme is that Torrent of Spiders is directly asking for a high unit count. And if you look at his unit count, it's 4 drone, 4 stone, 4 wisp. Assembly line is 3 units. It's pretty good. But then it's just like mono spells, because the Combust, Madness, Devour combos eat up your whole. It's 12 slots. Annihilate, Torches.
That's true. I guess it depends on what you value Torrent at. Like, how many spiders do you need Torrent to be value? Most people say it's probably like 3. I guess.
I think it's 2 to 4. You want 2 the first cast, 4 the second cast, and then later on more. That's probably fine. Also, Torrent and Spider stacks extremely well because the Spiders trade off and make the next Torrent better.
Yeah. What a matchup, man! Like that was pretty fun to watch. Like, it was unfortunate that we had the little bit of power flow at the end there, but I like to see the Stone Scar Khalees deck. I don't get to see it that often. I actually climbed like in the early part of the ladder from like I think bronze like gold with it. It was a lot of fun. Like I really do enjoy the deck.
I think the deck is even though it is listed at tier 3, I think that some variant of this deck could be one of the best decks in Eternal right now. I'm extremely impressed every time I see it.
Yeah, I think we have a lot of room for like weapon-based decks to essentially get their time to take over the format.
Yeah, there's just so little counterplay in game 1. I feel like the main issue with Callus though is in tournament play. If it is a good deck, it runs smack into Ruins and Furnace Mages and so on. But one of the things about Callus, though, is that, with the sideboard plan of Smuggler Stash, you can easily grind out those cards. And your deck in general wants to grind. It's like, it has the feeling like a lot of the best decks I've played in like Magic, they're very grindy decks that beat you late game, but the entire deck is just cheap spells, just like Callus. So they never have these awkward hands where they're like waiting on their 8-drop.
Yeah, Callus definitely feels like that. I mean, you have like the low to the curve game plan, and then you just Smuggler Stash and create a bunch of value. And I mean, the Torrent of Spiders are really good too. I mean, you were bringing them up where it's like between 2 and 4 on the first one. Like that's something definitely to consider. That like because tokens do go to your void, you have the ability to create even more spiders out of your dead spiders.
There's just a lot of powerful synergies. I think the card, when I look at this list, the card I would want to be trying is Scrap Tank. I don't know how many I would run, but I would definitely consider like a pair of Scrap Tanks or something for more high end. It's also extremely good with like Callus and so on. I guess it sacks the tank itself, which you don't like, but it comes with 2 tokens. And honestly, the tank itself is usually like torch fodder anyways.
Yeah, the tank itself could just die. You're just creating minions. Some people call it like a Nombo though, like the idea that like there's anti-synergy between Scrap Tank and Khalees. So I think that's why a lot of people don't run it.
I suppose I ran the card in I had like a Saturated Maiden Scrap Tank deck, which I hit Masters with last season, like Humble Brag or whatever. But honestly, it just was a card that I was pretty happy with because it could be like the Abyss, it could be like value in the face of removal. Also, like I guess like the thing about Callus though is the way the Callus is currently constructed, and maybe this might be where I'm wrong, is that if you have Torch against this deck, you're just throwing it at a token. Like because I'm looking at the deck list right now, I don't know what else Torch does.
Not very much.
Yeah. So Scrap Tank would be like the perfect target for all their Death Strikes and Torches and so on. So I actually take it back. I really like Scrap Tank as a card, but this is probably not the right shell. because you just have such a good game against all the removal spells. It could be a sideboard plan though. You could board it into Scrap Tank or something like that.
It's possible.
Because they'll be trimming their spot removal. Like if they're not trimming spot removal, they're not winning.
Yeah. Well, congratulations to Jarboe for winning that exciting game of Stonescar Khalees. Always fun to see that deck get brought out. We are going to take a short break and then be right back with round 4. But before we do, let me go ahead and plug aReNGee Eternal real quick. www.aReNGeeeternal.com. You can find all sorts of articles written by great players such as Neon Blonde, Loco Pojo, aReNGee himself. We also have rank tier and stock lists on there, so you can check out all the stock lists of the decks. A lot of them that are being run in this, and you also get to see what we think are the best decks on the ladder currently. Get a little bit of information there. We have the draft pick order article over there where you can get help with draft pick. Actually, that's where I got to just miss Masters in draft, but I used aReNGee's draft pick order, and it helped me a super lot. It was really helpful, helped my draft game incredibly. So I definitely recommend checking that one out. You can also find information about all of our tournaments, the ETS Opens, like this one that we do weekly, and as well as the Invitational that'll be taking place at the end of the season. And the new tournament we're running, the Pillars of Amar tournament, that'll be on February 4th, which is the Unified Team Tournament aReNGee talked about at the beginning of the stream. You can head on over to aReNGeeeternal.com and check out all the information on that. And we will be back with round 4 in just a few.
All right. Take care, guys. See you soon.